I decided to raise this, the reason why I decided to raise it is because this is really common in Nigeria for left-handed people, southpaw. Anytime a child uses left hand to give out things or collect things, they'll say, oh, kokwenle. Yeah, they would say, oh, you are not trained at home, your mom did not train you, and all that, which is not good. That is discrimination. Even if the adult is to give out, want to pay money or collect money or a kind of shaking of hands, the way they look down at the southpaw or left hand is really bad. Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, ma'am.
Okay,
Go
okay.
ahead, ma'am.
As a humanitarian, we must not look down on any southpaw. Like Fashola is a left-handed person, and some other dignitaries. And we, for me, I am an advocate for left-handed. Maybe because I'm a left-handed though, but I know that there have been a kind of discrimination, which is not really good. And and that alone, once they realize that their children are left-handed, they'll have to be flogging the child. They will have to force that child to change that left hand to right hand. That alone is a psychological trauma for the child. We have to be very careful. And at the end of the day, it really affects the child's academics, because when I was very young, they just say my mom really spoiled me and all that. I got to realize that when I became a teacher before being a lawyer, I experienced it in the lives of over 5 children, whereby the child was not able to grasp all what I've been teaching the child, just because whenever the child gets home, the mother will beat the child from changing the left hand to right hand. That alone affects the child. Please, we have to really work on it, and even we have to embrace these left-handed people. Don't look at the culture. Don't look at what the church we say. I remember when I was 7, I went to a church trying to pay my offering in the church, drop my offering in the church bus. A deaconess came. He said, "Madam, you are using left hand." I said, "Yes, I'm giving God my offering, not you. And God who created me gave me the left hand. And thankfully the right hand, because our right hand is the same as your left hand. And our left hand is the same as your right hand. The way we think, the side of our thinking is quite different. So we have to make sure we embrace it." Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Can I make some additional comments?
All right, go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
All right. Chaplain Barrister Florence have touched one of my, will I call it, a very serious area. I'm also left-handed. I'm sure many of you didn't know that. Yes.
Oh,
and
that's
yes.
nice.
And yes,
So
and everyone who is left-handed becomes
today,
my friend automatically. Yes, but I want to quickly say this. Like for me, I had to change. I had to start learning using right in the 70s. So I am right now. I use both.
Wow.
But what I also want to add is that we also try to encourage cultural sensitivity. And what do I mean? Just like what Barrister Madam just said earlier, there are certain cultural systems you get into. You need to also be sensitive to that culture. Like take for instance, we are Africans. Like me now, I don't give anybody something with left hand, even though I'm left-handed, because I understand the cultural sensitivity of Africans. Naturally, in all cultures, we take it as an insult to give somebody something with the left hand. So I will advocate that we should be sensitive to both. We should encourage them, we should admire them, we should let them know that they have a right to be left-handed. Then for those who are left-handed and who are Africans, knowing that the African culture considers doing things or giving, especially giving somebody something with left hand as an insult. When the person wants to do it just as a sign of respect, like me, even junior people to me, I don't give them things with left hand, except if my right hand is engaged, because of that cultural sensitivity. So I believe that what we can also do to help ourselves and help people coming behind us is to teach them cultural sensitivity, that yes, you are a left-handed person. We are not asking you to change. In fact, let me tell us this, some of us might not know, medically founded, you can go and Google and research it. People who are left-handed are more creative and more intelligent. I'm not saying so because I am. It's a scientific fact. The reason being that people who are left-handed, they use the right side of the brain. And science have discovered the right side of the brain is more intelligent. And that's why left-handed people are more creative. They are more intelligent. They ask a lot of questions and they are just forthcoming. So we thank God for that grace. It's a grace and it's a gift. So what I'm just saying is that let's just learn to also help people to balance it up, so that, because as humanitarians, there are certain countries and all that you get into. When you find out their cultural settings and what they believe in, you try to respect it so that to be able to reach out to them and they will not feel offended. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shidi. Please, is there any other left-handed person in this house? So maybe we're going to officially write to United Nations that they should make this day left-handed person, International Day of Left-handed Person.
Or do you want to join the club?
We welcome
No.
you, Chaplain, to join us.
I am glad to tell you that I use left hand too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, great. That's good.
I use left hand to write. I use left hand to do some other things, but I'm righty.
I'm a chronic left-handed, so I don't know how to use my right hand. My right-handed is just as if, even if I want to give someone something with my right hand, it tells me that I'm disrespecting the person. It's just as if, yes, that is how I think. That is how it really affects me, that I disrespect the person. So whenever we have to just sensitize a lot of people in terms of this left and usage of left hand. There are some, they are gifted, they can use the two hands, but for me, I can't even use it at all. It's just as if, I can't say it's useless, but it's still useful, but I can't, it's to me, it's just as if that right hand is too heavy to carry. The first thing I use is my right hand. Even when I started my first job, when I was with my former boss, that was Rotimi Certificate SAN. Immediately, he wanted me to give him a document. I just gave it to him. He looked at me. And I said, "Oh, you are left-handed." I said, because I didn't even know I'm a left-handed. I just gave it to him. And I said, "Oh," so ever since then, he's a right-handed person. He could not advocate, I can't use it, because he now tested me. I didn't even know he tested me. He tested me like over 5 times. He realized that the first hand I carry is that my right hand. Ever since then, he just let go. So if I want to give him key, even a car key in the presence of all other senior advocates, I will just give him with my right hand. So I'm with my left hand because it's the fastest hand to move. You understand? So that is it. So I congratulate you, daughter. You used 2 hands. How I wish I could. When I was trying to learn guitar, I was not able to do that because I'm a left-handed. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Because the guitar have to turn upside down before you can use it. Then all the same, thank you. Please, is there another question from anybody?
All right. Sorry, sir. Can I just add this a little bit? It's not a question, but a food for thought for all of us. This is very enlightening and very sweet. I mean, in as much as some of us already know some of this, but it's good to interact like this in a classroom situation. I just want to say that in Africa And maybe in Nigeria, we really infringe on a lot of rights. We might not be able to cover this aspect today, but just by way of discussion, you can see from some of those rights now that, honestly speaking, a number of times, even the government infringe on people's rights. I'm telling you. And I'm sure we don't need to go too far from the things we have discussed and learned among those 30 articles to know one or two areas where either the government or some human beings on their own just infringe on people's rights. And I believe that with this, we need to be advocating some of these things the more. And once in a while, where we see a right being infringed upon, we quickly tell them, my friend, sorry to interject, this thing you're doing is an infringement against Article so and so of the international human rights. Honestly, because these are areas that Africans need to get it right for us to really come to development. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir, Dr. Shidi. We appreciate you for that. Please, if there's no other question, I would like to give this as assignment for us for tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be the last day of this training. And tomorrow we're going to do more about community advocacy and community needs assessment. But these 30 articles that has been read to us, I want us to work more on this. You just pick one article and develop things on it, because we're going to make it verbal tomorrow. We're going to discuss it more for us. Just pick one article and discuss it. So it's going to be the assignment for us. And then do not forget the assignment that was given yesterday that I said you go and make more research about Henry Dunant. So about the man, the war, the book he wrote, the Clarion Call, even the country and other things like that. So from there, you get to know more about the Clarion Call on other humanitarians, other volunteers, and the formation of the International Committee of Red Cross. So that's how it started, Henry Dunant. So let's get that done. So tomorrow we're meeting again as the final day for this training. And do not forget, if you want these presentation slides and you want your certificate, you know the right thing to do. It will only be given for those that paid for this